Hey everybody, you're listening to the Hisessions Away podcast where we talk about everything local and beyond. I'm Johnny Masato, your host, and joining me today is Kyle Shimabukuro.
How's it?
Devon Nekoba.
He just said Miyasato.
Is that Masato? Before we begin, let me remind our listeners of all the ways they can stay in touch with the podcast. There is Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all at Hisessions. Then you got SoundCloud, YouTube, and Apple Podcasts. Listen to the podcast. Finally, you can go to hisessions@yahoo.com to email us if you have a question or comment. If you'd like to help the show, get more music on the channel, please go to patreon.com and donate. There you will be more involved with the show and help to determine who and what is filmed. We do have 2 new patrons.
Oh, nice.
Unfortunately, one of them, I don't remember the name, so we will shout out him on the next podcast.
Okay.
But
I thought you wrote it down.
I normally wrote it down, but I didn't this time. Jay from Honolulu, thank you for
Thanks,
being
Jay.
a
Thanks,
patron.
Jay.
We appreciate it.
And that other person that shall be named at the next
And it's
one.
a guy?
Yeah, it's a dude.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least you remember
Thanks,
it's a dude.
dude.
Thanks, dude.
All right. And thank you to Kupu Kupu Landscaping, Landscape Architects. You can call Kevin Yokomura, 808-722-8685 for a free estimate on any landscaping stuff, or go to kupukupulandscaping.com. And, of course, Fort Ruger Market, which we will partake in after the podcast. So we're
Yes.
doing a little bit of backwards today. And so I did, however, go and get a Pokeball the other day.
Hello.
Sorry.
You guys just
Lots of
breaking the thing.
Kyle
with
and I
the-
are off fish.
Yeah.
But not really.
We get mercury poisoning.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
All right, you can find Kyle at highlife.clothing.com, and we now will introduce our guest
Yay!
for our 200th episode,
Wow.
Kelly Boy Delima.
How's it, everybody? Congratulations. 200 episodes.
Scary,
Yeah.
huh?
Crazy, yeah?
That is such a...
And Kelly Boy was,
Milestone.
what, 112
One something?
and 113?
Yeah, Kelly-
Yeah. John can explain why you're like twice
Yeah.
before.
Well, first of all, we had you on when it was COVID time.
Right.
So
Right.
that's when we were doing all the Zoom podcasts, which are very hard to find. It's a long story. I won't go into that. But then, we had you on 2 times, but you appear once
Right.
because, to make a long story short, I forgot to start the recording, which I'm double checking now as I say that. And
I see
so
the
we-
light on, so
so-
we're good.
yeah. So we lost the first one, but you're here now,
was
so
awesome.
that's in person. This
Yeah, I
time.
remember that. We lost it.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? That
Because he had to pause right in the middle of saying
Right,
stuff.
right.
that was a good interview too, man. That was one of our best ones, I think.
Can we make
I
you
would
feel-
never know.
But then again, I mean, any interview with you is always good. I mean,
Thank you, guys.
as far as local entertainers and just showmans, I mean, what does it get better than Kelly Boy Delima?
Not really.
No.
I mean,
you guys are too
No,
kind.
it doesn't.
I followed Capena from when I was a little kid, all through high school, wanted to be like these guys. But every performance that I saw you guys at, not only did I enjoy the music, of course, but always had me laughing. You know, like belly kind laugh.
Yeah.
So, and that had a lot to do with your Portuguese jokes.
Maybe, yeah, it's the last name Delima, you know. Yes. Yeah.
So we've already talked about your beginnings and all that kind of stuff, but why don't we're going to start now and then maybe work backwards.
Shoot.
Because you just got done with a
Yeah, huge
massive
sponsor.
concert at the Shell, 40th
Right.
anniversary Capena concert. How was that
Original
experience?
band members.
Original
The
band.
original. The original. Well, you know what? It
But everybody
really
showed
yeah.
up.
What it really was, it was a celebration of the 40 years. So what was different from this one and the 30th, which, you know, Hisessions covered.
Yeah.
And we did some recordings over at the Ko'olau golf course.
That
thing,
Don't
and-
Say Goodbye.
Yeah.
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. So
Awesome.
what was different this year at the 40 was it was a celebration. See, Kapena, when I started, it was in 1984. We challenged in the brown bag system with Naleo,
And it's online.
but it is online, and it wasn't my original band. I mean, it wasn't Tiva and Timo. That was another group that I entered with from Kaimaki. It was Safengi Faitao, Ricky Bakarsi, and so nobody really, you know what I mean, really knows this. Ricky Bakarsi and Safengi Faitao and Paul Miranda, all Kaimaki boys, all from this area in Kaimaki. And so we entered and we went, and of course, you know, local boys, Naleo played local boys, just smashed everybody out of the water, and but it was such a wonderful experience, and that was my beginning of Capena. The next year in '85, we entered Brown Bags together again, and that's when the two brothers joined the group. So now it's my children, you know.
Yeah.
So we got 3 generations of Kapena. My kids, Kapena and Lilo and Kalena, and then I have my grandson, Kapena Jr. He's 12 years old, drumming. So this is the current Kapena. So what we did was we brought the 2 brothers back from Tonga, and we did this 40th celebration. But I told them, because this is the current Kapena, that's going to be the band, you know. So we just, we celebrated the first 20 years of Tiva and Timo and myself, kind of the start.
Yep.
And then the last 20 years of the kids, carrying on the legacy and Capena, from generation now to the 3rd generation. Jeez. So it was just a celebration of 40 years.
I have a question. So your first Brown Bags wasn't the original lineup?
It wasn't Tiva and Timo. Yeah.
What song did you play?
Kaulu Vehi o Kekai.
Okay, because the second one you played Tropical Lady, right?
Oh, okay.
And that's the one you guys won.
That's 85.
That's 85. Okay.
We didn't.
That's the one
win.
that's online.
What Brown Bags did that year was, before you could just compete for your high school. You win the high school and you go straight to the shell. The next year in '85, we went to a competition, which was you win the high school, which we did. Oh no, you get three top winners, 3 top winners. Yes, 3 top winners, and then you go to Hawaii High, which was another competition that we went against Lele Hua, and I guess, Wainai went against, what I mean, Nanakuli, and then, kind of, I don't know how they
Like
they
when,
configured that.
March Madness bracket.
Yeah, kind of right. They kind of broke it off that year. We lost in that Hawaii High thing. We didn't go to the show in '85. It was 3 girls, Broken Heart, or whatever, Heidi, Queen. I forget the name of the group. But anyway, so we lost the Hawaii High, right? Mm-hmm. But I did go to the Brown Bags to start them in '84. When Naleo played that year. So it was, it was us and Naleo, but it wasn't Tiva and Timo that was in that competition. So 2024, that was 1984. So this is actually, 40 years. So I'm the only Capena band member that's been there from the beginning until today.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it was just a celebration of all of those years, you know what I mean, and everybody. And
so when you recorded Satisfaction Guaranteed, that was a live album.
That was on live.
Was that pre or post Brown Bags?
That was post.
That was post, right after.
That was after, yeah.
Was it right after?
We were playing at one club called Sparky's Lounge. Yeah. And I remember my manager at the time, they didn't really want to spend, back then you spend about $15,000 for an album.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And
at least.
That's a lot of money, man.
But that was a lot of money, and they didn't want to take a chance, recording us in studio and stuff. They wanted to do them as cheap as possible. So Dave Tusserone did it. It was Steve Kramer and Dave Tusserone.
Oh, Steve.
Wow.
Yeah, Steve Kramer. Yeah,
one of my favorite people ever.
Yeah, Steve Kramer.
They set up the live
guy,
recording.
Man.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
So he did the live recording at Sparky's Lounge, and bro, it was on one take.
Wow.
Just go right through it, mistakes and all, bro.
Here's a little song, an original song entitled Tropical Lady.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh my god! And that was a wrong note that I played right there. I was like, no, erase that. But,
What a trip, man! Because that album and the one right after that, with Just One Look and all that stuff. I mean, it was.
So that was the Hoku Award. So the Satisfaction Guaranteed was most promising, and I think that was it. We're up in the Hokus, and we never won. We didn't win that year. But the next year, that was a big year for Capena. It was like, with
I wore those 2 cassette tapes out in my stereo.
Bruh.
My car stereo.
You know what is so funny? We're in Las Vegas this past weekend doing the 40th reunion, and people came with their cassettes, bro.
Nice.
Yeah.
Pure Energy, Satisfaction Guaranteed, and they unflipped it, bro. And I was like, and I called my grandson, I goes, this is what music was played on, grandson. He's like, what? I remember records. My kids, it was, they were CDs, right? Or or DVDs rather. No, CDs. DVD was the movies. Anyway, we so that's the era they're from. So my mom, I think, one year bought me this record player, because we have old records, and I remember putting the record on and putting the needle on, and my kids is just hovered around Kapena, Kalena, Lila, and there's like, wow, looking down and like, Dad, how do you skip songs? And I'm like, you left the needle, and it was like so hard because you know, like.
Capena never had an LP though. Yeah,
we did.
We got to be released on LP.
We did get it
Which
on.
one did you put back on?
I think it was the one that you mentioned. With Just One Look and
the
what was
Red
that?
Album.
Oh, the car and the red.
Yeah, the trolley. The trolley.
I want to get that LP. Is it around?
Yeah. I think I got one at home. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody gave a whole bunch. Yeah, we got a few of them at home. So.
Oh man.
Hey, since we have you here, I got this. This is kind of off topic, but I hope you guys don't mind. I mean, it's on topic but off topic. So I was watching this YouTube guy, Rick Beato. Do you know who Rick Beato is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's a music guy. He just analyzes a lot of music, and the video was about how there are no bands anymore.
Right.
Like if you look at the top 400 Spotify, of the 400, if you go back only 10 years, there's only 3 bands that are on the top 4. You know, bands are just kind of disappearing by the wayside. And you know, he was giving some thoughts about why not bands. And a lot of it is like the technology is different now, easier to promote a single artist versus a band. But I always enjoyed being playing with a band. I mean, it's constructive. You feed off each other and stuff.
It is.
So what do you think about that idea?
I don't like it. I don't like it. I like the band. You know, I like that. You know, everybody. You know, we went on tour. We did a big tour in Australia last year called the Promised Land, and a lot of the groups that came up, there's no bass player, there's no guitar player, but there's a drummer.
Yeah.
And this guy comes out singing, and they're playing 2 tracks, and the drummer is just going off, you know.
Oh.
But there's no, and I'm like, is this like a new thing or something? Like, all the tracks is a kind. I guess they want it, you know, bumping and stuff.
Right.
But that's like karaoke already.
It is to me, and not to throw anybody under the bus, but it's big out there.
Yeah.
In Australia and in New Zealand and stuff like. A lot of these guys, you know, got to meet a lot of the artists, very talented. You know what I mean? I mean, super talented. But I see that at a lot of festivals now. You know,
that's interesting. Maybe I guess because of cost too. You know, because
I would say so.
One less guy you got to fly up and all that stuff.
That had to have been one of the meanest concerts though. UB40 played, and then we played with Common Kings. And what was cool about it? It was backstage. You have 5 stages that the drums are on, rolling stages.
Okay.
So you can preset everything, your drummer, how he wants it. And then boom, when they call your name, bro, they're rolling out the drum set. You get all your pads and everything. They connect, you know what I mean? The one wire to, and it's all to a snake, and it's all prepared. Bro, it was the coolest thing I ever saw.
I'm a superstar.
Bro, he's tripping out, and
that's awesome.
And they have this big room, like a what is that, like those containers, you know, the kind of Matson containers they build out with air conditioning in it. And bro, you get every single bass, guitar, if you need one bass or guitar or snares.
Wow.
You know, the kind like you can choose your snare that you like, bro. It's cymbals. You can choose, bro. And this is a festival, bro. I'm blown away by this, bro. I tell you, it's pretty cool.
That's
we just did Holo Holo Fest in Sacramento. So we did Vegas this past Saturday and then Holo Holo Fest on Sunday. Pretty amazing. I mean, it's a different animal now. We use in-ear monitors now.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know, and it's
like been able to make the adjustment.
Weird. We've been doing it for the whole tour. So.
And you're all wireless now too with your ook and everything.
The ukulele at the Waikiki Shell is wireless and on ears, but the rest of them I'm plugged in.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You know what?
It's a different world, man. They're like.
Music-wise, you know, with regards to the drum part, because we're talking about your grandson and the drumming. Capena was kind of one of the first guys I'd seen who was using a machine.
Like the pad.
Yeah, like a
MPC,
pad, right?
yeah.
And I mean, he ripped on that thing.
Yeah.
And then Capena Jr. comes along, and he's just as good.
Yeah.
Same face. Like no expression
That
whatsoever,
game
just
face.
playing, just
The
jamming.
game face.
Yeah, just game face. But
Your grandson's on a drum set
yeah,
now.
but does
He's
he
on a
prefer
drum
the-
set.
Does
Yeah.
he
He
prefer
play
the drum
both.
set
Yeah.
versus
My grandson prefers the live drums.
Oh.
But he plays the MPC. You know, we use that because sometimes we get 4-5 gigs in one day.
Yeah,
Oh,
get it.
yeah.
And the drummer for breakdown. And then if you
Joe.
think about it, you know, we're
We
you know, us guys, we're you know, we're playing in halls or, you know, the kind, and you get all the overtones of a live drum set and stuff. So it's real compact, it's tight, and it's, you know, and
that
it's
makes a lot
all
of sense.
samples. Yeah, Pena, it's live samples. It's one live drum set that is sampled.
That's crazy.
Well,
you know
I
what?
mean-
Can we take a quick handoff thing? I'm gonna go pick up food at Rigor Market right now. I have my sister jump in because
changing the rules.
she has
all-
some questions and she always wanted
Sounds
to meet
good.
you. She also was with Devon on the radio too, so it'll be a
Right.
nice reunion here. So I'll
As
let
long
my
as she
sister
doesn't
take over
jump on my window and
yeah, pound on the
Yeah,
glass.
pound on the
Yeah,
glass.
she'll be okay.
okay, Jill, you can come.
I
Nah,
don't,
nah.
remember, I don't remember that story, but okay.
All right, everybody. Jill. I don't know. your
Hello,
last-
Jill.
I was
Chung.
gonna say Shimu.
Chu Chung, but
Okay.
Shimabukuro Chung. But
Okay, Jill.
Shimabukuro Chung takes too long to say.
Yeah.
So we just go with
So
Chung.
I was not prepared for this, but
No,
Yeah.
I don't understand why your brother just did that.
I know.
Yeah.
He pulled the switcheroo at the last
he
minute,
did.
but that's okay.
Like last minute.
We roll.
So anyway,
I like
we'll just keep talking.
All right.
So okay, you're.
I don't
you're
have questions because I wasn't prepared to be on here, but
No,
I was just
something about
I'm,
banging on a window. What is that about?
Oh no, that's my brother
was
was
another
trying to-
story,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's another story.
That is Menudo. Kyle
This
is
is not your phone.
no.
Kyle is
Oh.
miming his
Who's
phone.
miming you needs his phone?
Kyle,
Hey, this is the 200th episode. We can do whatever we
yeah, I
want.
know. Well, Kyle's acting like
Okay.
we're professional anyway. I mean,
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is,
You
you
gotta
know.
close the door. Okay.
I get him.
No, it's fine.
What does that mean? Does that mean since it's the 200, we can do whatever we want? We can ask Kelly Boy to play something later.
Well, he
Oh.
didn't bring anything. He is on his way to a gig. But
Yeah, this is true.
yeah. Okay. Sorry, I lost my train of thought with that, but I'll try to get back on things.
You don't have your question, Joe? Seriously, Joe, you have to have a question.
No, I'm here because I was a true '90s fan, so
Oh, thank you,
I
Jill.
feel very blessed to be here. And
Okay.
I told my brother, I threatened him actually. So I
What?
said, if you ever have Capena on your podcast and you don't call me, then I'm just gonna actually be really, really mad.
So what is it about the music of Capena that sort of speaks to you in that time frame?
I'm not sure. I think in that time frame, I was commuting. I spent like hours in traffic trying to get to UH, Manoa, and back to Pro City. And I think that was my preferred jam, like just commuting back.
The
and
Red
forth.
Album, Satisfaction Guaranteed, all of them?
Yep, Stylin',
Okay.
Oh, she knows.
Capena, and
Stylin',
more.
Stylin' was my
New Horizons.
my
all of those.
introduction.
Yeah.
Wow.
I started with Stylin'. I had to go back in time
Oh,
to find the other ones. But yeah,
yeah. So,
yeah, man. 7th grade at Iolani School.
Wow.
That's
The,
crazy.
the seniors were
older
like
than that.
bumping the Stylin'.
Okay.
and things like that.
Well, now with the music school as well. How's that been going over in Wintermore?
During COVID, you know,
Yeah.
my daughter Kalena opened up the music school,
Mhm.
Kapena School of Music. She currently has about 300 students, and it's a non-profit too. So you know, she's starting to get grants now. For the past
Wow.
2 years, she's had summer program free for a lot of the kids. You know, they can come and learn piano. They got drumming. They have
I know. I walk by
chorus,
and there's all
yeah.
these studios and people are learning. The kids are
it's
going
bustling,
in.
you know. And I teach once a week on Wednesdays, so it was kind of, you know, we were working in Waikiki for like 5 nights a week, you know. And she kind of pivoted, you know, and did that. So we just gotta drive 2 minutes down the road, you know,
Yeah.
to the Winter Mall, and
But
and
she gotta
teach.
fly over from.
She goes back and forth from Waimea, but
Yeah,
you know, her husband flies for Hawaiian Air, so it's they ride the plane like we ride Uber, you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you know,
And it's not a bad flight.
it's not real fast.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, I remember what I was going to ask you. I have a couple of technical questions, if you don't mind.
Okay.
Okay, these are for the ukulele players and the all the out there. So you play ukulele. Do you just plug directly in, or do you have an amp that you use, or any kind of effects?
No, I just go straight.
You just go
Yeah,
straight
I go
in?
straight.
Wow.
I've tried to get into the pedals. You know, I play at the Surf Jack solo, so I do play with a looper.
Okay.
You know, I do the looping thing, and I have this little, you know, drum little pedal that kind of set me up, kind of MIDI, you know. So it plays like a little drum beat, and then I loop my my rhythm and stuff like that. So I'm that's as far as I go. But when I'm playing live with
I
Capena,
love that.
I don't okay,
No need.
I don't process it. Yeah.
So whatever you're doing, that's it.
What it
Like,
is
you
is
just
what
hit
it is. Yeah, I just never got into.
And then how did you again, like I still think about the persona of Capena. You know, you guys are joking around, and did that come natural? Like, how long did it take to get to the point where it was just naturally flowing with the comedy and the jokes and the playing off each other and all that stuff?
I think it always did. You know, I mean, my mom and dad always said that I was a kid that always wanted attention. You know, so in school, you know, I'd be disruptive. I'd be, you know what I mean, but. I guess my school teachers never knew that I was a work in progress, you know what I mean? And I was going to be, you know. Bruh, you know what is so funny? My 85-year-old principal was in the front row, bruh, at the Las Vegas show, Mrs. Farm. And she goes, I'm 85 years old, and I remember when you used to cut out of class. I go, Mrs. Farm, I needed to practice. You know, and that's why bruh, she's in the front row, bruh, and this place is loaded, sold out in Vegas, you know? And it's like... at the Virgin Hotel, and people are rocking, and bro, she's in the front row, just 85 years old, bopping, and I got to see her after the show, and I was like, oh my gosh, and she was just telling me, you know, yeah, so.
That's pretty amazing. I mean, you guys have been, we were talking about this before we went on air, but I remember him saying, I wasn't even in the music business yet, but him saying, you know, we played this person's first birthday, and now we're playing their graduation, and now
and their marriage, and then we played for their kids, baby luau. It's crazy.
Yeah. And what was the philosophy with because you know you guys have always been known to do a ton of gigs,
right?
You know, and I think from a longevity standpoint, it helped because you know, well, pre-internet, everything was local, right? Mm-hmm. And the more people you touched and they enjoyed the performance, it just keeps multiplying and stuff. So there are other bands that I know they boost their price and they only do so many gigs, but you guys were just everywhere all the time. And was it just a fear of like if we stop we might lose our momentum, or was it just you just saw an opportunity and you just keep taking them?
You know what it was, bro? I mean, it's like if people like offer you money to come and play for their parties, it's like I cannot turn that down. You know what I mean? So I mean, you know, so basically the rhythm that we got into is like, you know, if you can, you know, like they always like us close the party, right? And it was like, if you can adjust, you know what I mean? Then we can go from 5 to 6 so that we can get to another gig from 8 to 9, and then we can get to the next gig from 10 to 11, you know what I mean? Then we can work it out that way, you know? Sometimes, most of the time, it'll work out, but sometimes it doesn't, you know what I mean? So, but that's kind of how it...
But the two brothers are always just on it, like... they're on the program. They didn't go like, hey, man, this is too much, or...
No. I mean, back in those days, nowadays, oh, boy, they, you know...
Well, nowadays, too, I mean, you have...
They've been out of it for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
It's like kind of rough for them
but
now.
Also, too,
know?
I mean, when you do gigs now, you got kids with grandkids that are... You dragging one with you because they're going to play in the percussion, but, you know, the other ones, because... Kapena has what, 3 now?
He has 2.
He has 2.
Yeah.
And then Lilo has
2.
2 as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a lot of grandkids.
Yeah.
That's a whole backup singing section.
It
for
It
Capena.
is. Yeah. I mean, the future is bright.
Yeah. I mean, are they coming up? Are they showing an interest in doing it too?
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
My granddaughter, which is Capena, you know, my grandson's sister, she's 11. That's Psalms. That's Capena's daughter. She just won the Miss Keiki Hula competition at the Hula Oni.
Wow.
And we got to play her. So we played the Waikiki Shell, the 40th, that night, Saturday. Yeah. Sunday morning was at the Hilton. Me, Capena, and Lilo played for her competition, and she won the Miss Keiki Hula.
Goodness.
So she's she's one beautiful hula dancer, and she loves it. And boy, talk about a feather in your cap. You know, wherever we go, we got to... we got a great hula dancer.
Too. That's awesome.
You know, so... And then Lilo's little 3-year-old, this one, man, Devin. Oh, man, perfect pitch, bro.
Really?
Perfect pitch. We do warm-ups with her, and she just right on the note, man.
Oh, nice.
You know, I mean, her name is Winter, and yeah, she's going to be...
How old?
She's 3.
Oh.
And she's so akamai. She's smart, you know?
3 years old.
And she's singing, bro. You can sing one song, honest to God, to her one time, and she'll sing it back to you. Unreal. I mean, I'm blown away, you know? And I've seen a lot of talented people, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
My friend over here.
And what do you think about the scene nowadays? I mean, it's a little bit different, right? Being out there, but
It is. It's a lot different, but, you know, we still, you know, I mean, like, you know, it is a lot different. I miss, you know, the old time, you know, musicians and stuff like that. You know, it's like, it was different times. And I don't like throw anybody under the bus, but, you know, I mean, it's like, us guys, when we were kids, bro, we like, you know, really cherished our musicians that kind of went before us, that paved the way. You know what I mean? We had plenty of respect for them and plenty of aloha, and you hardly see that now. You know what I mean? You don't see it. I mean, everybody's. You know what I mean?
I was thinking about this the other day because I did think about it, and you know, every artist from my generation to yours and stuff could probably play a Dennis Kamikaze song.
Yeah.
Would have a Dennis Kamikaze song in their repertoire, and we all would do everybody else's songs. But I'm like, oh, people don't do that nowadays. Maybe because it's you know, Dennis wrote a lot of Hawaiian stuff, and there was not a ton of Hawaiian writers, so people would use the songs.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a little bit more communal before, and I think it's just a change of the times. It's not anything.
And I think with all the social media, you know what I mean, they don't really need to the kind. I mean, they just make one star of themselves. You know what I mean, on the social media thing. You know.
Right.
And it's like, you know, where you know, back in the day, bro, when we could sit with, like, you know what I mean, guys like, you know, Dennis Pavao, or we could sit with Uncle Led, or even Uncle, you know, Dennis Kamakahi, you know, and just, you know what I mean, you know, pick their brain about, you know, stuff, you know what I mean? I mean, this is like the Sons of Hawaii, and this is like the Hui Ohana, and this is, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just, it's different, you know what I mean? You don't really see the young kids kind of coming up to you, hey, Uncle Kelly, bro, can I sit down with you and can you tell me about, you know, this kind of stuff? So it's a different, you know, it's a different, you know, yeah, it's a different times, but it's all good. You know what I mean?
I think it's because too, like they can see a lot of you already, right? You can see it online. You can because I mean, back in the day, like if I wanted to learn how to play,
content was very
yeah. So I wanted to play like Ernie Cruz Jr. So I recorded the Hot Hawaiian Nights, and that's all I had. And so I would watch that over and over and over again. But if I wanted to see him again, I'd have to physically go to see them play, right? Or else I wouldn't be able to know what the hell he was doing on the guitar. Yeah, so I think nowadays they can kind of study the videos, and they don't.
So they know already.
Yeah, so they might be just more shy than anything.
Yeah. So as far as that question, that yes, I mean it is a lot different today, but you know, I'm happy for you know, all these young groups that are, you know, really you know what I'm happy about, John, bro? I'm still in the lineup, bro, you know, doing big shows, you know what I mean? We just did this weekend. It was Capena, then the Green went on, and then you had Maoli went on after us. And I was like, bro, these guys are like, bro, you go to the mainland and you see these concerts. People is like, there's a lot of people out there, man. And they got fans all, I mean, next month we're playing in Tacoma, and it's us, Iam Tongi, and Kolohe Kai, you know what I mean? And I mean, it's just, so we playing these big festivals, bro, and Capena is still in there, bro, after like 40 years, you know what I mean? So for me, bro, you talk about the test of time, you know what I mean? I'm just blown away, you know, and it's funny because we have to have done, I don't know how many graduations parties this past year, and bro, that kids is still singing the songs. And I'm like, you gotta be your grandparents sang these songs. And bro, we get hired for their graduation, Capena. My kids only wanted Capena. And I'm like, what? You know, so it's pretty amazing.
Well, it's been interesting too, because I think over the last few years, that whole section of music has kind of come back around. And it's, if you were ready for it, you were good. And you guys always, I mean, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready.
They're always training like a MMA
I mean, because you guys were always right there. It was always, okay, if there's some concert thing that was going to happen, Capena's going to be somewhere in the bill, just because you know they're going to bring it. You know the energy level will go up in the show. Yeah. You know, it's kind of cool because hey, we get to see all of Kelly Boy's kids and grandkids on stage with them.
And you know, the sound is a lot different. You know, with the younger ones playing, like my daughter Lilo on bass and then Kapena on keys, you know, is like, and then my grandson, you know, he's really coming along, you know. Going back to the original Capena, you can hear that it was, you know, we were in like one time warp.
Yeah.
Stuck in this.
How long did the rehearsal take before you got back to it?
It took a little while to kind of, you know, chip the rust off, you know, for them, you know what I mean? Because they're not in it. But, and then my ears too, not used to. Because this new Capena is like the old school songs, but bro, a lot more sophisticated, a little bit more thought out, and the chords are different. Like they're playing, you know what I mean? Like, but it's the same old Capena song, but I don't know how to explain it. But we're on different vibe.
No, you can. I mean, if you watch you guys, live, you can hear it.
It was nice to go back and listen to the brothers. You know what I mean? And listen. So I had to readjust too, because you know you playing to a different rhythm and vibe. For so long, then you go back to the, you know what I mean? But that's what people remember, you know, if they were, you know, from the old, you know.
But that's our groups like, we had 10 Feet on with us, right?
Right.
And, I mean, they came up, I mean, after Capena, obviously, but they're enjoying this sort of resurgence of interest in what they do. I mean, they would always be kind of around, but now it's like you guys, where it's like, oh, there's this thing, oh, there's 10 Feet, oh, there's 10 Feet. And over time, you know, arrangements change a little bit. You know, some stuff gets more complicated musically just because you're trying to make it fresh for yourself. Right? But the crowd still goes, oh, yeah, I remember that song. I know that song. I know that feel. Yeah. You know?
And for me, bro, like I'm telling everybody, I mean, like, this tour was 2 months, you know, and we went and we did all the islands. We did Guam. Yeah. We did Las Vegas. We did Sacramento, you know, and for me, I mean, I'm just super stoked to be getting back to my, you know, my life because I'm enjoying this time in my life, you know, watching my grandson grow. And I think that's the wind beneath my wings, you know, that just to watch them, you know, to kind of grow and
to see that they enjoy
progress, you know. Yeah.
I can't believe he's 12.
I know.
I remember. Like
when Capena was
baby. I remember when Capena was that age, and you go,
we just got one video from the Nahoku Hano Hano Awards with us playing me, Tiva, Timo, and Eddie, and Capena is 12 years old on the keyboards. And I give him one solo, bro, and he looks like his son, bro, and he's going off on the keyboard, and he's like, it's a trip. I mean, I got the video. I'll show you when we're done with the podcast. But he's
on
he's
your iPhone.
On my iPhone. What is it? 14? I don't know.
Do you remember by any chance? This is again way off topic, but I'm just using this opportunity to ask all my fun questions.
Yeah.
Do you remember opening for Chakadimas and Pliers?
Yes.
Back in like '96 or '97?
I do. Was it at the Ili?
It was at some hotel. It wasn't at a
something. I don't know.
I was there.
Okay.
And you guys killed it. Like I was like, damn, we didn't have to stay for Chakadimas and Pliers. Like Capena was the best part of the whole.
You know
concert.
why? Chakadimas and Pliers came out karaoke, bro.
Yeah, it was only like two. Yeah. They were
it was just them two, and they was playing 2 tracks, and bro, we came with our band, and it was like, you know.
Yeah.
There's a difference, bro.
Yeah, Capena was like pumping. You guys had the crowd going. I mean, they were fine too.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the difference. I mean, you guys had the full band and like just rock it.
Okay, wait, which iteration was this? This was
the original Capena.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Who was playing drums at that time? Was
probably Eddie, I think.
Eddie or Elton? I'm not sure. Elton McCaig.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't.
It's amazing how much sound came out of like the 4 of you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How much energy.
Well, it was really busy. You know?
Well, one time, so Davey D, our friend Davey D, had a party.
Right.
And it was Pure Heart and Capena was the entertainment. And we brought the sound, and I had to do sound for these guys. And I thought my board was gonna explode.
Right.
It's like
they always was. It was like I'll be on the microphone and I go, can I get more vocals? Then Timo goes, can I get more vocals? And Timo goes, can I get more vocals? And then can I get more vocals? By the time it's like,
like you know all the like light. You know how the thing lights up like that? It's all like red. Everything was hitting the red all over the place. I'm like, oh my god, this thing's gonna
Right, it was just one. That's the thing, no dynamics back in those days, which my kids have. Yeah. They go soft, they come in the kind. It's like, you know what I mean? Okay, this is the part that we, you know what I mean? It was, it was full steam ahead. The loudest you can go and just plow through it, So
yeah. But man, it was a party, dude.
It was good times.
Yeah, those were good times.
I used to watch you on the Star Dancer, actually.
Those was the good days.
It was on the boat, right? But then I would be like, I have like major seasickness, but then I would still go to like watch you guys on the Star Dancer.
I remember the Star Dancer. I mean, so many people got married off of that Star Dancer. I mean, like singles would come and the guy meet the girl and it was good, but then they would stop coming. You know what I mean? Because, we got married and we don't go out anymore.
Was that a weekly thing? The Star Dancer?
That was a weekly thing,
because we would go often.
Would be Iconic one week,
Capena
would be the Kyle Crater Boys.
But didn't you have a Kyle Crater Boys snafu with that?
Oh, yeah. When it was when Ernie and Troy had just started. And I was introducing them for the Stage 5 and 100.
Right.
And I got up and I said, ladies and gentlemen, the Kyle Crater Boys. And I did that twice. I introduced them twice like that. And finally, Ernie came up to me right before they started the third set because they played a lot of sets. He goes, bruh, it's Kyle Crater Boys. Kyle. And I was like, huh? And the way he looked at me, I knew that Troy was much more mad than he was about how I was mispronouncing it. And that was probably going to be very bad for me. So I learned Kyle Crater Boys very, very quickly.
Life jackets would have to be thrown overboard.
But I remember Willie being on that thing.
Oh, yeah.
And and even you guys. And just the boat just listing left and right. And we're like, why the hell are we out in the ocean? And then they'd have to do a quick turnaround and then bring us into the harbor area so that it was at least like, calm and you guys could play without having to push and do.
We used to have to tie down the drum set.
Yeah,
with ropes, at times.
Yeah,
because it was so
and they're playing hard too. Like they're like that thing he was talking about where they're pushing everything. They push it and the room wasn't that big, but I guess they felt like it was important that the entire ship was able to hear the music at the time. But it was great. Those are good times.
Good times.
Was that one of your more interesting gigs? Give me a couple gigs where you were just like, whoa, this is a different one.
Classic Cat on Sheridan Street.
Classic Cat.
That was a strip club. Yeah. Serious, bro.
What were you guys
Classic
doing
Cat.
now?
So we would set up, I don't know, the Mama-san wanted live music.
Really?
And we would set up our sound system, and then we would do our thing for 1 hour, and then we would slide the sound system to the side, and then the girls would come up and do their thing. And then we'd slide back our instruments again, and then we'd do our thing,
Right on.
It was a trip.
So it's like the Beatles.
Oh, bro.
You know,
that was one of the weirdest. Yeah, that was crazy.
See, I never got that kind of experience. I remember one time we played. John Cruz invited us to like guest appear at one of his gigs at Aloha Tower, and they had like a bikini contest before, and I was like, all right, like, this never happened after that.
Yeah.
But, oh man. All right.
That was one of the strange ones. Yeah, for real.
Wow.
And we played that thing for about a year.
No way, really?
Yeah.
That's a long time.
By the way, the UB40 in Australia, who was Ali Campbell was singing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
their setup, man. On their little rolling riser was incredible. The drum set was a white pearl looking set, and it was just, drums for days, man. It was like, and their drum tech is up there, doing their thing.
So it's like reggae music. How many drums you gonna hit?
I know.
They hit them all, bro. Surprisingly, yeah.
I've always wanted to see them live. Every time they've been in Hawaii.
You never seen them live?
I had a gig the same night.
We opened up for them.
But so if they came back, even because I don't think it's the same band, like it's different. But Ali's still singing. So
Ali's still there, yeah. But that was, I don't know,
Because he and the brother, right? The brother,
right.
They got angry and broke up, and then they both started UB40s, and they're kind of like Climax. Climax has like 4 different versions of Climax because each one of the members kind of took the name and said, yeah. And they said, okay, like Queensryche has 2 different versions of Queensryche.
Hey, what do you think about, okay, Jill, I'll ask you to have Kyle come back since I know he's going to want to ask some questions. But in the meantime, Devon, what do you think about this hubbub that's going on with Journey? And
you know, I missed the recent part of it because I know that they were playing.
So
I know that Jonathan Cain and Neil Schon are kind of pissed off at each other.
Okay, so what's the
Arnel Pineda?
Arnel, yeah. So
the new singer who's been with them for like 15 years.
Yeah. No, so my understanding is that Steve Perry was supposed to come back and do some gigs with them, and then Arnel was gonna sit out for a bit, but then now Arnel is like doing some kind of petition online, like should I leave the band or not? So you don't know what's going on.
I didn't hear. I gotta go look that up. There was I saw a picture of Arnel looking very angry and standing in that area. And
yeah, but if the original singer wants to come back, you gotta step out. I mean, especially if the band wants him back too. You know,
if he can fill the position, you know.
Yeah. If he can sing.
That brother,
I don't know if he has his chops
that
anymore.
bugger can smash. Yeah. He's mean.
Yeah.
I do enjoy those. I get them all the time on my Instagram, like these videos. I guess karaoke is a big thing in the Philippines.
Oh yeah.
But like every single one of those people can sing so good, and you're like, whoa, what the hell, you know? Like
those Filipino bands, bro. They got a lot of them in Guam and Saipan.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh, that's right. You're playing with some of those guys, huh?
Unreal, bro. It's like the record, bro.
Yeah,
they sound like the record of these different, bro. Like,
not even
crazy.
Accent.
No accent.
You think it's because they don't speak English or know anything? They want to replicate it exactly because they can hear it better.
Yeah,
it's probably that.
I think so, but you know, it's like, bro, dime a dozen, not to, you know what I mean, you know.
Talented.
I mean, just so talented.
Yeah,
unreal.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I don't know. I have a hard time with that just because Steve Perry is the voice of Journey. Has always been the voice of Journey. When you're listening to it in your car, no offense to Arnel Pineda, but when you're listening to it in your car, you're listening to Infinity and, you know, and Escape and those and Frontiers, like those that were done in the heyday of Journey. Mm-hmm. And I've heard Arnel do the old stuff. And don't get me wrong, he can hit the notes, but it's still not Steve Perry. And
but
so
I heard he lost his voice though. No.
Steve Perry, Steve Perry was having a rough time with his voice, and that's the only reason. Like I think maybe he can only do a couple shows.
I saw some performances in a nightclub where he just jumps on his stage and tried to sing with the band, and he wasn't the same. His chops wasn't there. But
really,
I don't know. Can you get it back? You know, after a while from being absent. I don't know. You know,
the voice is an interesting muscle. You know,
is.
Yeah. So sometimes you just can't. Yeah, I know. You used to go to Dr. Kaku, yeah?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Dr. Kaku?
Yeah.
Dr. Kaku was an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor.
Okay.
You had problems before?
Yeah. Everybody does, I think, you know, but he would give me a shot.
Cortisone shot.
Yeah, the cortisone shot.
You too, John.
I only got that once.
Nah, I got him plenty times.
Where, in your throat or something?
No,
in the okole.
He shoots you right in the butt.
Yeah.
You know what's funny about it is, like, you know, you turn over and you pull your pants down, and then he goes, "Try not to flex your butt muscle, right? Because you can break the needle with it."
Yeah.
And once he says that, it's almost impossible not to do that.
No, but it was his nurse that gave him. So he gave me the shot. He was the nurse.
Oh,
and I used to tell my wife, "Bro, babes, that nurse went patting my okole way too many times. like she put the bandage on and then she like." And I'm like, okay.
But yeah. So Dr. Kaku used to. Well, I only got it once, but I was more paranoid.
But the doctor gave it to you, not the nurse.
I don't remember. It could have been the nurse. Yeah, I only had it that one time. But yeah, that thing, man, it makes you feel like $100 after. Like, not just your voice, but your whole body. You feel like you can.
It's a steroid shot. Basically.
Oh.
But it just bounds everything in your body. You know what I mean?
Like it loosens up a lot of stuff. And
loosens up all the, whatever's inside, But he died. Dr. Kaku
passed away. Yeah, he was pretty old. This is 20 years ago.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Yeah, nice
Problem
guy.
is you can't get too many of those, right? Because
no, you cannot go every week or every kind. So mine would be like once a year, if that. Maybe I'll go a couple years. Only when I'm in bad shape that I would go to him.
Yeah, do you have to do the thing where they stick the thing up your nose?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way they look at your vocal
sucks.
cords, it goes up your nose and then down your throat. And no matter how much you think about it or you try to psych yourself up for it, it's always a kind of like a bizarre experience.
I don't know what's worse, them sticking the thing up your nose or that the numbing spray before they go and do that thing.
I don't think they even numb.
Oh, they don't numb yours?
I don't remember that.
Mine they do a antihistamine.
Yeah.
And then a decongestant, and then they spray they hit it with the numbing thing, and then he jams the thing up your nose. I'm just like,
yeah. I just remember, and I don't think he was supposed to tell me that you go to him too. Isn't that confidentiality or something?
Oh, I know.
So much for that.
I'd always go in there, he'd be like, Kelly Boy was in here last week, and blah, blah. I'm like, okay. But yeah, he was a cool guy. But so as far as because that was the other thing. Like I couldn't go as much as you guys sing. 3 gigs, 3 days a week. Do you do any kind of vocal reps or?
Well, I took voice lessons from Eunice Di Mello up in Manoa for many years, and it wasn't voice lessons is not to help you be a better singer. It's for longevity. Is what she told me. It's like you want to be singing like that when you're in your 50s. You know what I mean? So I started when I was young. So still we do vocal warm-ups. I don't go to Eunice anymore, but I do the warm-ups and I do that.
Do you notice if your voice changed from when you were a teenager to now when you sing the same song?
Yeah. I still sing in the same keys. I still sing,
which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah. But you feel the change. It's a lot more. It's a lot more work. You know what I mean? You gotta work a little bit harder. I find.
Last night during dinner, I was playing the Kapena reunion mix on iTunes. It's the one with you guys in the canoe.
Right.
So there's all the songs.
Right.
And it brought me back to like high school all the way till now. Of, all the memories, right, and stuff. You guys have such a collection of music. And I don't know if this has been covered when I was gone, but if you guys played every single song, you guys would be playing for 4 days.
That was the hardest thing for this 40-year reunion.
How do you figure
choosing what songs to,
How do you figure that out?
Cannot do them all, bro. I mean, man, we played every concert we did 2-hour set. And, bro, I don't even talk in between, bro. I'm just hitting one song, and I'm not playing the whole song. Yeah. We had over 30. I still got the set list, man. I mean, like, over 30 songs. It's like crazy.
And at this point, do you even have the desire or the interest in adding more? I mean, you could just play what you've done already for the rest of your life, and people would be totally happy about it. Do you even get I want to add to my set list and add more songs?
Yeah, I was kind of adding them on the fly, bro, and cutting songs too. Cause Maui, we're like, my our tour manager, he had to throw his phone up on the stage because, bro, it was like 10 o'clock is cut off at the Mac Center. 9:43. Brian, I still got 8 songs for go. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm like, dang, So I'm ripping, bro. I'm like, dun 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 dun. Okay, next. You know what I mean?
So like a melody, I think, like a full melody. Mash it up, already.
It was just, So we adjusted as we went along, and then we went to Sacramento, which was the shortest set because you're in there in a festival, so groups is going on and off,
How naturally was it when you guys got back together on stage, the 3 of you again?
It was.
Did it just come automatically?
I was telling the boys that I needed some adjusting to, because the sound is different. Yeah, you get kind of thrown back into that old Capena machine, where Tiva plays different. You know what I mean? Timo, he plays different. You know what I mean? And it's not what I'm used to because I play with my kids so much. You know what I mean? Over the years, we've just it's
you get it down to a science.
Yeah, the kids, man, they just, they go on different feel, on different rhythm. So yeah, all of us. And then Tiva didn't forget all the chords. You know what I mean? You're a bass player, bro. You gotta know all the chords. But I mean, not throwing them under the bus, but when you don't play it for years and years, of course.
So did you guys rehearse before?
We did,
like a lot.
We did, and because we did the in-ears, monitors. We had Brandon Gimenez. He was doing the ears, and then Chris Mamuad, he was doing the head. So Brandon goes on tour with J Boog, and Chris is Maoli's sound man.
Wow.
So we had them for a whole tour, because J Boog is on one break and Maoli is on one little break. So it was good to, we hired them for the whole, Maui, Big Island,
Consistency.
And then Brandon went with us to the because Maoli is starting up again. So he went with us to Guam. And then we had to get another sound man for Las Vegas. And then Chris Mamua did Maoli after us at the Holo Holo Fest, Sacramento.
Sheesh.
So yes, we rehearsed at Hawaiian Brian's. So we used the room, and then we went over it, and then we got all the ears kind of set at Hawaiian Brian's.
What is the benefit of the in-ears?
The in-ears is so you can save your voice, because we singing so long. You know what I mean, Brian? You don't need much. Yeah. You can hear your voice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And it's like basically they're controlling the mains.
So you singing half power, or how does that work?
Bruh, yeah. I mean, like, you don't have to scream,
okay.
So you still get on voice, bruh. It's like crazy. Whereas, the wedges, you get so, you know what I mean, into it, bruh. And it's like, and then you get off stage and like, what happened to my voice?
The in-ears would always throw me off, though. I played in a band where we had to use in-ears.
Yeah.
And it's distracting almost.
I like it.
Well, I could never get used to the idea that I could hear myself so well. So you sit there going, wow, and then you can choose on what you want up.
The first one, Maui, bro, I felt like I was singing on a CD, because you get the reverb and I could hear everything. Yeah. And you look, the only downside of it is that you cannot hear the audience.
Yeah.
So I pop up my ear a little bit, and then you can hear them like going off, singing all the songs. So I really enjoyed it. It was my first experience for this tour.
That makes sense to me because you guys have drums. And because I always played in a band with a trio or a duo, and so I could always hear myself. But once Lopaka got on the drums, it's hard to hear yourself when you got the drums banging.
And Lopaka, he blasts. I love it.
Oh yeah. He
played with us.
Yeah, he went on tour with you guys.
Yeah, I was so happy to have him.
Yeah, he was stoked because we're doing the I guess I'll throw this plug out.
Yeah.
Pure Heart will be on the Keep It Aloha podcast coming out.
Nice.
Sometime. I don't know how those.
It's recording tomorrow.
Recording tomorrow. Yeah. It'll come out.
Have we had them? Have we done it with our podcast?
Yeah, you wasn't here. Remember?
Frickers.
Yeah. Kyle was the only person.
Yeah, I know. Kyle was just enjoying himself. Oh man, that was one more question. The comedy routines you and the three of the boys did you guys? I apologize that I missed the show. I was.
No worry.
But did you guys resurrect some of that? Because some of that stuff is the funniest stuff I've ever seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know if it plays well nowadays. The way people are so sensitive.
I mean, the boys. Tivani doesn't move the way he used to. Poor guy. So a lot of the set. He sat down.
Oh, okay.
Because he's just not really the way he was before. I mean, he's 60 years old now.
Wow.
And he not moving the way that he used to. So a lot of the comedy would be him. Doing like a hula,
doing something silly.
He was always kolohe.
Yeah.
And I would feed off of that, and I'll be doing my little dialogue over there, and that was a comedy part.
It was a trip because it was like you were doing something out of
like a variety
show or something, and
it was crazy.
Where does this come from? But it was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, bro, the guy would be like backstage, and he'd find like some pieces of like material, and like, and then all of a sudden, like, he comes out on stage with lipstick. He borrows somebody's lipstick, and with something draped over his head, and then when some kind of lava over the top of his, and he tie him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he come out, that kind of noise. And I'm like, what the heck?
But that's what made everything fun, right? Back in the day.
Yeah, it was good. It was good
Everything
times.
was so spontaneous.
Good times, yeah.
But wait, so that wasn't like...
Wasn't planned, bro.
No, but he did that on his own, and then you guys went, no, that was actually kind of funny. So let's put that into the show.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes. And then we would play Dukes Waikiki. We played Dukes for about 15 years. Every Saturday, like how Henry Capena. Henry is on like his 30th year.
I know, Henry is amazing.
But we played for about 15 years. And we was right behind Henry. Henry had to have started maybe 3 years before us. And that was a long time ago for us. So, bro, Henry's still going. Anyway, bro, we played, and every Saturday, bro, he would get people out of the audience, Tiva. Bring them up, bro, and he doing hula lesson, the kind, bro, and he just embarrass them, bro. People would go crazy.
And wasn't one real hula lesson, it was made up kind.
It was all made up, like he shake his okole, and he's like, it was never the same, bro, Kyle. It was never, I don't know what the heck he was, you know what I mean? It was just, yeah, it was never a dull moment with those guys.
Okay, we have time for one more question. So do you guys have something?
I have one.
Okay.
So out of the entire Kapena collection of music, what is the one song that you never get tired of playing or always want to play?
Whew. I would say Masese, but man, that thing is over. I mean, every week a new meme about Masese,
I never seen another band play that though.
Yeah. Masese, I'll just go into it. That's not the song, but Masese, I never wanted to record it, bro. Tiva brought that song, and he was like, bro, Kelly boy, we got to do this song. And I was like, what is it? It's called Masese. And I goes, how does it go? Masese, Masese, Masese. And I'm like, okay. What is the next word? Yangona. And I'm like, Tiva, what's... okay, Tavako. I said, Tiva, the thing just repeats itself. I said, bro, we're not going to record that.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. Then I got to thinking, I was like, bro, local people, we love to repeat ourselves. You know what I mean? Right? You know what I mean? So I was like, maybe this thing might work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I was Tiva, everybody had their songs that they would bring when we was doing a new album. Everybody was in charge of bringing their own, music and, or writing their own or what we was going to remake. Or back then, it was popular to remake things, remake songs, Anyway, we recorded that and brought till today, bro. Yep. I mean, that song right there, that's all I was scared about my principal, the 85-year-old, because, bro, that place is choke. And this, when Masese, the place goes and they jump in and it's like screaming and it's like unbelievable.
Did you ever apologize to Tiva for like...
I always do every time I tell a story. Okay. I was like, I should have had more faith in you, brother. But till today, But I would say, Kapena Ku. I love Kapena Ku.
Yeah,
I think I was telling you guys, or I was telling John earlier that up until even a year ago, that was written in 91. I was telling Gio, that's when Kapena was born. So she was 92, I think, really that thing, because Kapena was 9 months old. She was a kind of baby that walked fast. Yeah. So at 9 months, she was already taking her steps already, And so when I wrote that song, and I was like, that really, kind of that wasn't a song that I kind of just dreamt that night. It kind of came to me in dream, and I heard the lyrics and I heard the melody. And I was telling John that till today, like we did one party maybe a year ago, people still naming their kids Kapena.
Yeah.
I mean, their daughter's name is Kapena Ku. And I was like, oh my gosh. So they hired us,
I remember being in Kincaid's and you was with the kids already.
Yeah.
And you sang that song. And she was actually next to you playing on the keys. I think.
Yeah, so it was really cool.
Really a full circle moment for me. Going,
yeah.
I remember him writing that when she was a baby.
So the concert, really quick, a rundown here at the 40th. Kapena doesn't play in a band anymore. Mm-hmm. Her and her husband started their own band, Kalae and Kapena.
They're amazing.
They're doing wonderful stuff, So her and her husband plays. This was maybe 2 years ago because grandson is 12. He started playing with us at 10. And I had to because Kapena was leaving the band, you know. And I was like, what are we going to do? You know, what are we going to do? And so I looked at Kapena. I said, bro, we got to get your son going, you know. And he said, okay, Dad. You know, all through COVID, all of our Facebook lives. And he was a drummer on the little iPad, on the MPC.
Yeah.
You know, while Kapena and her husband was up in, you know, Waimea, you know, staying away from COVID. And, you know, so he was and when Kapena said, Dad, I'm not going to come back, you know, and I was like, snap. And Kapena is known for family, you know what I mean? Now, you know, it's a family band. That's the Delima, you know, that's the family, you know. So what I gonna do? Just go hire some other, you know, it just wouldn't be, you know. So I told Kapena, I said, I don't know what we're gonna do, brother, but we gotta get this kid going. You know, and he was like, okay, Dad, let's do it, man, you know, and we got him going. And so the whole 40th reunion, it was beautiful because we started off with him. Kapena Uriah came out. And he does this voiceover, and he goes, Aloha, my name is Kapena Kahilina Ea Kekupa'a Delima. I'm the third generation of Kapena, and he's doing one drum solo.
Wow.
Coming out like that. That's the beginning. And then, bro, I walk on, his dad, and the kind. So we open up with the current Kapena. You know, and we're going off, bro. People is like, I mean, bro, we had people in the front there, bro. It was like in tears, bro. You know. And then we do like 3 songs, and then I go into Kapena Ku, and I invite Kapena to come out.
Wow.
So Kapena comes out, she jumps on the keyboard, and we sing Kapena Ku, and then Kapena sings one song, and then we go dark, and then the uncles come out. And it was, ladies and gentlemen, if it wasn't for, you know what I mean, the beginning of Kapena and the founders, you know, it wouldn't be these guys. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know how the dialogue went, but then Tiva and Timo come out, Brian. We break into the Kapena set, Brian. It was like so chicken skin. But it was really special.
We need a recording of that.
So yeah, we got them all filmed.
You gotta release that. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome to see.
So what is the one song?
Kapena Ku.
Okay. For me, it's City Heartbreak.
Oh yeah.
I love that song.
Yeah. That was a Stampeders.
Yeah.
That was a remake. Yeah.
What was yours?
Never Gonna Give You Up.
Yeah, probably Tropical Lady. Just because that's the
one.
That's the one I heard, and I went, "They recorded this live."
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense, but now knowing that like Dave them did all the engineering, it's why I go, okay, because it doesn't sound like a song that was recorded in a club somewhere on one take. It sounded like you guys recorded it in a studio, and it just so happened to keep it rolling while you said. Hello, everybody.
How's it, everybody?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that.
Hold on, voice was
high.
Your voice was high, but it sounded like it had that energy. Right?
Yeah.
But it had that energy that everybody recognizes.
And you know what? A lot of people don't know is that my dad, that started the group, founded the group. I mean, you know, he supported us, and my dad was on crazy Hawaiian Portuguese. This guy. He would, I mean, bro, he was like on drill sergeant, like me, Tiva and Timo, man. He would slap Tiva and Timo if they got out of, I mean, he was that kind of dad, you know, the kind like whack, you know, the kind like, you guys singing the wrong part, pack, slap him on the head, you know. And like he would drive us. He bought the first, you know, sound system for us, and he would set them up at all the different gigs. And you know, so 3 days before that, our first live recording, he died at Queen's Hospital.
Oh wow, really?
So yeah, nobody kind of, you know, that was not one story that really too many people know.
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was really hard. And then my manager at the time, Ed Marino was his name. He goes, okay, before we start this live recording, let's have a moment of silence. I'm like, this guy.
Oh, no.
And here I gotta go into, you know what I mean? All these happy, you know, happy. And it's like, let's go, bro. I'm over there like, you know. So it was kind of tough. It was tough for all of us.
I can't remember if it was the first podcast that got erased or not recorded or the second one, but I remember you telling a story of your surfboard.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's on the second one. That's still there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still there.
That's still there.
Pops was mean, bro.
Yeah.
He was
well, Kelly,
different.
we'll be looking forward to the 50th reunion coming
Yeah.
up. and we'll have you back. But thanks for taking the time. I know you got
thank you guys.
We got a gig that you got to go to, of course.
To a gig,
But we appreciate you coming on. And until next time, everybody.
Aloha.
See you later.
Love you guys.
Thank you for your support.